What is going on, guys? Happy New Year, happy 2025. I hope you all had a fantastic holidays and a great new year so far. I appreciate your patience. It's been a couple of weeks. I've been eager and excited to come back and make brand new videos for you. I was just taking some time off to be with my family and rest over this period. So now we are back, and today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to be talking about lead magnet funnels. Now, what I've written down is lead magnets suck. You see, there's actually a bad way and a really bad way and a correct way to do lead magnets. You see, a long time ago, maybe like 3, 4, 5 years ago, Russell Brunson kind of really pushed this idea of lead magnets, and it's still a very, very important part of your funnel system, your marketing system, as a coach, as a service provider. But back then, when Russell was talking about it, it was maybe a bit easier, in my opinion. A bit easier in a way of like the strategies he was using. So I'm going to go into this today. But if you've ever had this problem where no matter what you do, you're spending money on lead magnet funnels, right? So you're giving away a freebie, and in return you get the person's email address. So if you've done that before, I'm speaking to you. And if you've not, listen up anyway, because this is going to be really valuable. So a couple of the challenges then. When you're doing this, a couple of things might happen. Well, first of all, no one's interested in your freebie. Now, the reason you'll know that's the case is your opt-in rate is quite low, as in probably in the region of like 20% or lower. Okay, so I'm going to write this down. So if I move over a bit, then there's some more room. Here we go. Sorry if it goes blurry, by the way. We know I'm experimenting with the quality, and I think if you guys have watched some of my recent content, I'm in love with the new quality. So I like having it blurry in the background. I feel like it's just nicer. And then when we get the notebook out, I just have to be like a bit more careful. So 20% or less is the kind of opt-in rate where you are getting the idea that they're not interested. Okay, so the way this happens, if you've not run one before, you'll run it to a page with a little form where they can fill out their name, their email, and sometimes even their mobile number if you want to collect that information. Now on the thank you page, you'll deliver that freebie, okay? If less than 20% of people are doing that, something's going wrong with this funnel. But this isn't actually what I want to talk about today. You see, let me draw this out. This is what most people do. They have a title, they have an image of the lead magnet on one side, they have maybe a checklist, and then they have a little form like that. So if you can see this, that's how it goes generally. Then the next funnel step is, for most people, this is how it looks. The same image, all right, and then a little button called access, and that's it. Now this is probably the best way to burn your money. All right, now I have spent probably well over £20,000 on ads just for lead magnet funnels. All right, so I've spent now north of about 60,000 in total, which is great. I love to keep you guys updated as well. It's important to know that a lot of funnel people in this world don't actually run their own ads, which for me is a bit like, well, if you're such a funnel expert, why don't you run some ads to your own funnels and grow your business that way? Because that's exactly what I've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years. Okay, so that's just what's happened. The ad side of it, probably the last 2. Okay, but enough about that. This is what normally happens. Now, if 20% or less are going through, that means one person in every 5. Okay, so 5 go here, one person goes here. But then let's just say that your ads cost, well, for a lead magnet funnel, I found that it can be somewhere around £1 on average, right, to get someone to this funnel. So you're spending essentially £5 here to get one person. If you want to try and like blow up an email list, all right, 100, 500, 1,000 people, and that's a tiny email list too, right? You know, these gurus have hundreds of thousands of people on their email list. It just ain't sustainable to spend £5 for every person. This is not a good investment. All right. And I actually had this question. So I was giving an audit to an amazing business owner the other day, and they asked me, well, should I start with a lead magnet and why? And I said, absolutely, like lead magnets can be incredible, but not if you have no other levels in your funnel. Now I'll explain why. I mean, it comes down to the math. If you're trying to grow a business, you cannot physically do it by spending £5 per person. And by the way, this is a low number, because a lot of people will spend like £10-15 a lead just to get someone on their email list. Okay? It's not sustainable long term if you're starting out with this strategy. But there is a right way to do it. Okay? And the right way is, first of all, going to get you probably 40 to 80% opt-ins. Now, for myself, if you ever go onto one of my pages or one of my funnels, I share the results, okay? And one of the results you'll see is that some of my lead magnets will literally do up to 80%, some from like 65 to 80%, which is incredible. Like, those numbers are really rare to hit, okay? So this method will allow you to hit those opt-in rates and make your cost cheaper, okay? Put it this way, if you get 40% opt-ins versus 20% opt-ins, you're going to spend £2.50 instead of £5. So this is where the math comes into it and why it's such a cool alternative option. And if you have questions, by the way, just leave them in the comment below and I'll make another video about this. This way also allows you to actually get some money up front. So you might be spending £2.50. I'll write that here as just a rough guide. If you're spending £2.50 a lead, but then you're actually able to make some of that back, okay? That would be pretty cool, right? Plus, the best bonus then is you might actually be able to start booking in, and this is a horrible phone, but some calls. You might actually be able to start spending £2.50 a person, get some of that money back, plus be booking in calls for your high ticket service. And this is exactly what one of my clients has seen in this past month or so. And we've seen her have incredible results in being able to leverage a very strong lead magnet to then make money on the front end, plus be booking in calls automatically for her high ticket coaching program. And I know through experience, not everyone can even achieve these kind of opt-ins, let alone make money or book calls on the front end through a lead magnet funnel. Is very rare and it's very hard for people to do. So seeing those results, it gave me a bunch of confidence and I wanted to relay this lesson to you guys, okay? The right way to do it is this, okay? There's two different strategies. The first one, because it depends on what you have in place or not. The first one is your lead magnet here. You need to test the actual lead magnet, okay? So step number one for you guys, and this is your homework, right? Your shining homework. Step number one is test 3 to 5 different types of lead magnets, okay? Now, why would I say that? You see, a couple of years ago, I went through Sabri Subi's course. Now, he's a guru in this game. His course was over 12K. Luckily, I didn't have to pay. I got access through one of my clients, which I'm incredibly grateful for. But I launched my first lead magnet after that because it's the strategy he teaches. There you go, I've just given it away. I actually did make a video all about his program too, earlier on in my channel. But that is the basis of his program. A strong lead magnet into a strong upsell for your expensive offer. Now, the first time I ever ran my lead magnet, I must have spent like a month on this guide. It was like 40 pages of branding and funnels, giving away like a bunch of secrets, just as much value as possible. But then when I came to launch it, I ran ads for the first time and literally everything was off the back of the Sabri Subi's course, right? Nothing worked. And I mean it, like nothing went to plan. And so my opt-in rate was literally like about 15%. So I'm going to write that here. It was about 15%. And then I did emails to upsell. I on the thank you page, I put an upsell to book a call with me. Nothing was working, right? I was spending hundreds just to get like an unqualified person to book a call with me, and they'll cancel it anyway or something like that. So what happened was I then realized, fuck, maybe the world of lead magnets is not actually about making it perfect. And so shortly after that, I realized, well, if I can just throw out a bunch of nice lead magnets, different resources that I can spend as not as little time, but I can spend a small amount of time to create something very valuable and put it out into the world organically, right? Which is what I did mostly. I have a nice Instagram and Facebook and stuff, and I also used ads. But that was my realization. And a lot of you guys will be holding on to perfectionism right now. But just imagine, what if you let that go for a minute and just focused on creating 3 or 4 valuable resources in a quick amount of time and see what people love the most. Okay, after doing that a couple of times, I actually landed on probably one of my best performing lead magnets ever. Okay, and that is the one that has done upwards of 80%. And I mean it. I mean, literally, it started off at 80% for like a couple of hundred people. And then it started to drop down into this, 70, 65% is where it rounded off, and it kind of averaged out at 65%, which is normal, by the way. So another tip for you guys is to know that lead magnet funnels will generally go a little bit down over time because people will be seeing your offer over and over again. Okay, so that's normal. I also made another one which got 60%. I then made another one which got 30%. Now this is a true story. This is real figures and stats, all right? You can see them all on my various funnels. This was a case study. This was a funnels Notion board. So I literally spent like 2+ years compiling a Notion board full of almost 100 different winning funnels, really good inspiration. And then this one was a swipe file of, the top 8 different funnels of inspiration, right, that I had actually built for people. So different ones. Imagine if I'd stuck with this. I just wouldn't have gone anywhere. So over making more and more and testing different types of hooks, different types of value, different ways of giving the value away. Is it a video? Is it a Notion board? Is it a PDF cheat sheet, which is kind of what this one was? You've got to be testing all of that. Second of all, number 2, okay? The core strategy around this is the next thing. Okay, and this is where people get it horribly, horribly wrong. You see, back in the olden days, oh, sorry, I realize you guys can't see that. Let me, damn it. Don't worry about it. Here, I'll try this way. There you go. You can see it now. So this is basically what I've been drawing, in case you've not been seeing it for the last 10 minutes. The problem with most people is they do this. They do the opt-in into a thank you page, but it's not enough. And so from today, if you have any lead magnet funnel, you must implement this as soon as possible. And I truly mean that. And it's by having the next thing in the funnel. So this is where the power of funnels comes. It's from multiple levels, right? It's having, okay, what is the next step? What is the next level? There's a couple of options for that. The most basic and obvious one that you need to have right away is this. And it is having, I'm just going to draw it out. Okay, here we go. And it's having the opt-in page, then immediately go into an upsell that says, if you want this outcome faster in this timeline with a guarantee or whatever your high ticket offer is, you flash it immediately after they opt in. Okay, you might be asking, but how do they get access? All you do is you put this access page that we talked about earlier on a separate funnel step. At the top of this, where you immediately upsell them on your expensive offer, where they get the most access, the most value from you, it's going to be an investment. You literally just say, hey, I've sent it to your email. In the meantime, look at this special offer that I think you'll love. Okay, very common. That's all you have to do. Then in the email, you send them to the access page. But guess what? There's an even better strategy now, because now on that access page for everybody, they have to go to that page to access your freebie. You will then have the same exact upsell. Okay, that says, by the way, while you're here, learn how we can guarantee you X outcome in Y timeline. Fill out the application for a free strategy call today, and we'll talk about how we can get that outcome for you. Okay, so now that is the most basic flow. The last option, which is a really, really cool option, I've tested it myself and seen some little bits of results. I've also seen it in my clients as well. And it's, what if you could actually make sales from your lead magnet funnel? All right, so now when people opt in, this time you put the disclaimer message at the top, same thing, but now you're selling a low ticket product. All right, and what this basically means is when they opt in, you are then going to hit them with some kind of product with a strong headline and a cheaper price. Okay, just imagine, like, these people are opting in for something for free. It's quite unlikely they'll be open to an expensive, what do you say, like a mid to high ticket priced product where there is no sales call. All right, that's just how it is. Generally, they want something for free. So if this is in, say, the £7 or $7 to like $47 range, that's going to be a nice sweet spot. You immediately give them a disclaimer. You sell that product using a proven structure, right? You can use my templates in the Shine Funnels Academy. And then after that, you hit them with the thank you page and calendar or application form. All right. The only difference between the top one and the bottom one is there's a product upsell in between. All right. And this is the strategy. So I'm really, really excited to share this with you guys because, like I say, gone are the days when you can grow your email list for the price of pennies. You have to be very careful about the costs now, the cost of your ads, the clicks, how much opt-in rates you're getting. Again, test more lead magnets. Like, it's one of the easiest things to do to try and get more leads for less money. Now, there's one exception. This is your final lesson with all of this. All right, it's all well and good having a lead magnet. It's all well and good having good opt-in rates, upselling a product, and then upselling the book a call. But if your lead magnet does not align with your mid to high ticket program or products, the whole thing will break. Meaning, this is why people struggle so much with lead magnet funnels, is the products are not cohesive and they don't join together. All right, I've talked about this a lot. And if you're new to the channel, what this basically means is the lead magnet has to be like a cinema trailer, an exciting and curiosity-based trailer to what the next product is. The product is then a exciting trailer to the expensive service or coaching that you will offer. All right, only then will it create an excitement within somebody to be like, yeah, I actually would love to join this next level. All right, and that is your final disclaimer, is make sure everything is aligned. Now, that might require testing. So do not be afraid to change your lead magnets, to change your products, to test out the flow of things. And this is how you will start getting sales and calls booked through a lead magnet funnel. All right, so if you found this helpful, just going to drop that down there. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and obviously comment some ideas on future videos. I would love to share more information, more client results like I have today. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Go out there and shine. I would love to see you in my academy or going through the funnel experience, which is where I will build your funnels for you and even test them as well to get more results. So look in the description and you'll see basically both of those options in there. But until next time, go out there and shine. I'll see you. Peace.